Historic preservation is the practice of maintaining and preserving those buildings, structures, and lands which hold a special level of significance in the history of the community. The first historic preservation law in the country was New York City's Local Landmarks Law of 1965. Passed in response to the demolition of Penn Station during urban renewal, this law became the template for similar historic preservation ordinances across the country, including the one in Binghamton. Under local historic preservation law, some buildings are, on their own, individually significant. Typically, we think of these buildings as having a high degree of architectural value. Others may have an association with important events or individuals in history, or there may be important archaeological artifacts on the site. Individually significant buildings may be listed on the State and National Register of Historic Places. Here are some individually significant buildings in downtown Binghamton that are on the State and National Register of Historic Places. What building from the 10 buildings that changed America is the Broome County Courthouse based on? Here's a hint: it has columns and a pediment like a Greek temple. This is Binghamton's former City Hall, built in the Beaux-Arts style similar to what you would have seen at the Columbian Exposition of 1893. Here's another building inspired by one of the 10 buildings that changed America. Can you guess which one? Some clues are the heavy, rustic stone and the wide, round arch over the front door. Sadly, this building is severely deteriorated. I hope that we don't lose it. A historic district is a collection of buildings which are not individually significant, but taken as a whole represent an important part of a community's history. Here in downtown, we have the Court Street Historic District. Within a historic district, you have contributing buildings that were built during a time period that the district is trying to preserve. Other buildings in a district are non-contributing. That means that either they were not constructed during the period that the historic district is preserving, or they have been so completely altered from their original appearance that they no longer further the goals of the district. Sometimes these non-contributing buildings hide a historic past under a false facade. This is what Boscov's looked like when it was built, and that building is still there under a thin brick facade. This building at 59 Court Street is another historic building hiding under a modern false facade. How do we keep from losing these historic jewels? Here's one way. This is the former Broome County Public Library. Built in 1903, the library was a gift from Andrew Carnegie to the community. When the county outgrew the library, they sold this historic building to a private investor. That investor did not redevelop the building as he promised, and did not put money into upkeep of the former library. The historic building declined for many years. Eventually, the Broome County Industrial Development Agency used eminent domain to force the sale of this historic building back to the community before we lost it forever. SUNY Broome then used historic preservation tax credits, various grants, and county funds to rehabilitate the deteriorated former library into a new center for culinary arts.